The Rape of Lucrece. From the besiege of Ardea, Calatin and his friends gathered at the tents of the king's son, Tarquin, talking a lot of things. And in the middle of their conversation, the topic was the virtues of wives. Calatin boasted the beauty of his wife Lucrece, who was chaste. But that boastfulness awakened Tarquin's lust, making him feel in cloud nine thinking of the heavens at his side. When Calatin was away from home, Tarquin took it as a chance. He knocked on his friend's house. It didn't take him minutes to wait. The girl who occupied his mind lately and who lit the fire in him opened the door, greeting him with a smile. "Oh, what's the king's son doing here?" "I'm sorry to say, but my husband isn't here." The softness of her voice and her beauty can make every man astounded. Tarquin bowed a little. "I'm sorry for my sudden visit." He looked up at the sky glooming up above. "But can I come in first? I think it's about to rain." Then he looked at her with wanton eyes. "Oh, sure, please come in." She guided him inside. She welcomed him without any doubt, fear, nor hesitation, as she trusted him because he was Carlton's friend, and that she could not see the inner thoughts behind those rounded eyes, nor moralize those meaningful actions he made. Lucrece made him sit in the dining table, asking him drinks he wanted. As the supper came, Tarquin filled Lucrece's ears with stories about her husband, how a great soldier Calatin was. He honored his friend like a salesman promoting his product, and also boasted about the victory his friend attained. Lucrece was delighted to hear it, and even thanked heaven for it. In the middle of their conversation, Lucrece asked Tarquin why he suddenly paid a visit. Then Tarquin made things far from his goal that Lucrece immediately believed without a doubt. After the supper, Lucrece introduced Tarquin's chamber where he could stay for a night and then excuse herself. She went upstairs where a faulty prison awaited her. While Tarquin, in his room, was now surrounded by his libido, debating with himself what to do. He threw the blanket hastily over his arm, get off his bed with desire and dread. But now, Tarquin was beaten away by his brain-sick crude desire, ready to pawn his honor just to fulfill his lust. The night silenced all the owls at night, growls of wolves and the barks of dogs. Only desire was loud, waking lust and murder to stain and kill. Tarquin lighted a candle and stared at it. As from this cold flint I enforced this fire, so Lucrece, as I forced to my desire. Suddenly, his face went pallid because of fear. He premeditated the dangers of his possible abhorrent actions. With his mind he debated, what affliction it will yield. He looked at the candle with scornful eyes, and decided to doth abhorrent. Tarquin walked out of his chamber heading to Lucrece. He stood in front of her door, behind this door where Lucrece lay sleeping soundly, unconscious of flies slowly slipping in the door. As he went inside, he saw Lucrece lying in the bed sleeping, as if she feared nothing. But as soon as she slowly opened her eyes disturbed by something, confusion was visible in her. When she slowly recognized who was in front of her, she was wrapped in fear. She couldn't utter a word if someone was stopping her. And when she came back to her senses, she realized that Tarquin's hand was upon her breast. She resisted, but with Tarquin's strength, she looked like a poor lamb asking for help. "Lucrece, this night I must enjoy you. If you deny, then force must work my way," he said with a threat in his voice. Those sinful eyes gazed at her, admiring her beauty. "Please, I beg thou to stop this. Don't do this to me. This is sin, Tarquin." Her voice trembled with fear as she pleaded for him to stop. She prayed, hoping that somebody could help her and save her in this disgusting bed where she lies. Tarquin is like a lion who doesn't give a thing of the plea of his prey, a lion who knows nothing about right and wrong. Tears slowly streamed in Lucrece's cheeks, but it only made his lust crave for more. Reward this hospitality, such big payment as thou hast pretended. My husband is thy friend. For his sake spare me. Thou art mighty, for thine own sake. Leave me. But desire is heavier than bonds. Tarquin, the lion, seized his prey, which made the poor lamb cry in pain, folding her lips to prevent the loud cries. After the lion is done, he scowls, hating himself for sin. Then he leaves the woman broken at the dead of night. With the agony he left within her, she tore her flesh with her nails. She says, O night, thou furnace of a working smoke, let not the jealous day behold its face, which underneath thy black all-hiding cloak, modesty lies martyred with disgrace. At that moment, she lost the dearest thing in her life, and he won something he would lose again. Tarquin left a scar that, spite of cure, will always remain. Leaving his soul perplexed in greater pain, she bears the load of lust he left behind, and he carries the burden of a guilty mind. The next day, Lucrece summoned Calton from Ardea and her father Lucretius from Rome through the latter. It didn't take long for the post to come. Then she walks near the painting made for Priam's shrine, reflecting the painting and reminisces about the suffering. When her father and husband arrived, they found her clad in a mournful black. Her eyes were filled with blue, which her husband saw. They both stood still and stared at each other. He cut it off and slowly held her with his immaculate hand. What uncountable event have thee befallen, that you do trembling stand? Sweet love, what spite have thy colors spent? Why you thus attired and discontent? And mask thee this moody happiness, and tell your grief that to make you for dress. He spoke gently, with tenderness in his eyes. She sighed 3 times before she decided to speak. Then be this all the task it had to say. Dear husband, in the interest of thy bed, a stranger came, and on that pillow lay where you are wont to rest thy weary head. And what wrong else may be imagined by a false imposement? From that, Alice, thy Lucrece is not free. Before she named the rapist, she asked them to avenge the wrongful deed. She tried to tell the name of the rapist, but hard misfortune plastered her face. Tears covered her cheeks, making her stutter, so hard for her to speak. No, tame her after living, and my excuse shall claim excuses given. She heaved a sigh as if her heart was breaking. He fair lords, 'tis he that guides this hand to give this wound to me. She's holding a knife, and suddenly a harmful knife plunges into her breast. Calatin in this loud grows stone still, till Lucretius held the self-slaughtered body of her daughter. Brutus withdrew the murderous knife, which made Lucrece's blood cry like a river. And in front of Lucrece's lifeless body, they swear they will avenge her. They carried Lucrece's body through the streets of Rome and informed the people of Tarquin's foul offense. Calatin made a vow. After that, he struck his hand upon his breast. Then he kissed the fatal knife to end his vow. His assertion urged the rest, so they bent their knees, bowed, and swore, including to bear dead Lucrece thence to show her body through Rome, and to punish Tarquin's foul offense. And that made Tarquin's punishment.